But as advances in technology, AI, automation begin to make exponential improvements, and more people feel like their humanity is being encroached on. We see species will be forced to experience a massive adjustment in attitude until we come to terms with the new normal. Those growing pains will include massive spikes in mental health issues, depression. There you go. And that's Mr. Christ, I just said his name a minute ago. Stephen Hawking himself, right? I mean, I'm not all. Oh, that was actually you saying. Well, he said the same kind of thing. So basically, you're plagiarizing right now, Mr. Pitbull. No, but you're right. It's true. And the thing is that, you know, we've taken convenience. Yeah, pretty much. They've taken convenience, and what they've done is they've managed to push an agenda on us, which, you know, oh, this machine can do this work, and it can do the work of this, and it will make your life so much easier. Not actually keeping your eye on the ball, because now you're losing your jobs. McDonald's staff, you know, coffee staff, Starbucks staff, they're all being replaced by machine. Now, I ask you, where does that actually improve humanity's lives over the company bottom line? Because all I can see is the company's bottom line gets a lot better and humanity gets worse. Again, pull the ladder up. The Industrial Revolution. Yeah, exactly. And it's so sad because, but I mean, I say it's sad. I mean, who knows? The next evolution in life could be much better than this one. I just have a problem with people that are in power making ridiculously huge sums of money whilst we're all funding that money that you're getting and starving ourselves. I don't see it. Like, you know, MPs, right? This is what makes me laugh, right? MPs are so slow to do anything unless it's within their favour, right? But yet all MPs have a second job. Or I'm going to use the words almost all MPs because I don't know if they all have jobs, second jobs. So I don't want to make that statement, right? And they can hold down two jobs. Now, how many of us can hold down two jobs? We can't. And we can't afford to do two jobs. But yet they seem to be able to do it quite successfully. It just, I don't know. I'm not a communist by any stretch of the imagination, right? I don't believe that we should all have the same. Because, you know, AI can never That's me, I win. I believe you should be paid your work. There was a guy last night, and again, I don't think he was attacking women. I think he was just making a point. And it started off with this woman shaking her backside, basically, on Instagram or TikTok or wherever it was. And he turned around and he said, this girl goes online and shakes her ass, right, and gets paid more than the man did who laid the road for him to get to the interview. And it's like, that's the problem that this world has now, encapsulated in that one statement. Now, I'm not laying blame at the woman's feet at all. I have nothing but respect and admiration for women that do that kind of thing, because they've chosen to do that because it's where the money is. You know, if that was something men could do, I guarantee you men would be doing it, right? But because it's a woman that does it, and because all men well, not all men, but majority of men are lonely, will never attain such a beautiful girl or beautiful woman with that beautiful body and whatever else. They're prepared to pay to keep seeing it because they can't see it. And then those men are usually labeled as saddos and perverts and whatever else. You know, it never occurs to people they could just be lonely. But we're not talking about labels. We're just talking about the way that people think. It's just, I don't know, life, man. It's just, yeah. 100 years from now, the world could be a complete utopia where AI runs everything and humans are blissfully happy. But getting to that point to cause countless amounts of pain and suffering and people's current way of life is utterly obliterated. Well, I mean, I suppose trying to play devil's advocate now, how do you affect change without destruction? You know, like for argument's sake, right? Take this picture for argument's sake, just to outline a point, right? Once I finish this picture will look the way it does, and it could look fine. It could look great, right? But then some artistic person could come along and go, right, I can make this look 1,000 times better, right? But what they do is they change colours and they destroy the teeth where they are and put them somewhere else. And there's all of that destruction that goes on. But at the end of it, the picture looks a lot better. Is it worth it? Because the picture looks better? Or should we have just left it alone? And that being the case, then, if you think the picture should be left alone, then in your eyes, we should obviously still be living in caves. Because it was progress from the cave that got us out of the caves into housing and stuff. It's like, it's a difficult argument. And I understand and I appreciate where governments are coming from. You know, I'm not anti-government. I'm anti the people in the government that are the scumbags that are just profiteering off the suffering. That's what I'm against. You know, like, I don't know. I try and keep my political beliefs to myself because that's a dangerous ground to get. But yeah, I want an indulged progression because otherwise we stagnate. You know, but I also want frank and positive discussion on the how to get there. Do you know what I mean? And we elect parliament and government and stuff to have somebody to enact our ideas, or ideas that are best for the country. Now, what I've never understood and will never understand is why is it that only a select few get to vote on something that affects the entire country? And you can turn around and say, well, you go to the voting station and you pick your government. Well, you don't. Because I can tell you right now, 100%, right? I don't vote. I don't vote because there's no point. And I don't vote because there's no point, because I don't like any of the choices I have to choose from, because they are all as bad as one another. You give me a choice, right, where things are different and they're different people and it's a different party or whatever else, and people that stand for different things, I will get off my backside and I will go to the polling station and I will register my vote. Because at that point, I will have a party I actually believe in. Whether they do it or not, it's a different matter because there's no guarantees in life, right? But at least I will have the gumption to get up and go to the voting office and vote. What do I want to vote Conservative or Labour for? They're both as bad as each other. Liberal Democrats. Christ, in this country, we actually let them win once. And you know what happened? They merged with the Conservative Party, so we got a Conservative government. What's the point? Right, and on that bombshell, I'm going to depart to the loo break and then get ready to go to the mates and chill out. No worries, Studder. Sorry, I got a bit deep, didn't I? You enjoy yourself today. Have a good time. Thank you for coming in, buddy. I really appreciate it. I should just call this Political Talk with Mark. plus Lib Dems are absolute wokes. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. No worries, buddy. I'll catch you in a bit. I mean, yeah, like you said, Liberal Democrats, they're not particularly great, but they were different. And I think people had had enough of the couple of choices that we had. And they decided to get them in. And then, that got thwarted because they joined with the Conservatives, and then we ended up with a Conservative government, the one thing that everybody didn't want. And it's like, well, the game's rigged. So what's the point? It's like choosing a president in the United States. Who have you got to choose from? Worse and worse. That's not a choice. And any of the Americans out there that feel otherwise, please tell me. I'm ignorant on this subject. I'm looking at it on the outside looking in. I don't live in America. I don't know your laws and whatever else. See my last. Mark Buddy, see my last. Right, and on that bump sheet. Where was it? Join. Football. Oh, I totally agree with all that change requires a level of destruction. I'm not arguing against that change. I'm arguing against the acknowledgement to be truthful about the destruction you're going to cause to enable change. Yeah, exactly. Keep us in the loop. Give us the choice, at the very least. But then you could argue the nursemaid, the nurse's argument, which is, I have to stick you with this needle to make you feel better. But at least at that point, you know why she's sticking you with the needle. To be fair, conservatives in Europe is considered liberal in the US. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But like when you vote on your next president, you get a choice out of worse and worse, right? I'm streaming. Sorry, everyone. You just told me what? What time is it? Number bear. Do you want fruit? Yeah, I'll have something to eat. What is there? I know I said I was going to have soup, and I don't mind soup, but I'd probably... Yeah, we'll start off with soup, if that's... Yeah, we'll start off with soup and bread, please, Danny. Thank you very much. And this one as well. I'm the wrong one to ask that question. My opinions are not popular on social media. Well, I mean, what? But you can agree with you could agree or disagree with the point that the choices are between worse and worse. In much the same way in the UK as our governments are, again, worse and worse. There's no government that you actually just think, oh, okay, they're here for me. They're here to do what's right for the country and whatever else, and not line their own pockets. I'd like to give them a try. I don't know. I actually disagree because I happen to be a fan of a couple of candidates that are going to be running for president. That's handy, but I was more talking about previous what do you call it, presidents. Like, I think the last one was Joe Biden and Trump, right? And then Hillary Clinton. And from what I understand, and this is just my understanding, it's no like personal but it's just my understanding that Hillary Clinton isn't exactly a nice person. Donald Trump, well, he's been so lambasted in social media and stuff, but I kind of wonder sometimes how much of that is a smear campaign to the truth, right? So I can neither confirm nor deny he's a bad guy or whatever. And Biden, well, I mean, that guy looks like he's literally hanging on to life by a thread. So it's, I don't know. We're coming up with their primary elections. So there's a few candidates in play. 98% for the smear campaign against Trump. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, I don't know the guy, obviously. So any comment, I mean, I'm not pro-Trump, pro anybody or against anybody. I would just prefer to have a choice that the people would like. Like, it would be nice, for argument's sake, if the people got asked and to vote on the candidates that were allowed to take part in the election. Do you get what I mean? Wow, we really have gone into the political state. We might have to lighten this conversation soon. I'm not trying to change anybody's opinions. What's this? It's against Trump. I'm firmly in the camp that feels that Trump, purely based on his performance in office, was one of the best presidents in US history. Okay, I mean, I don't know what he did and didn't do. You know, I was just fed a load of stuff about him and what have you, and everyone completely going against him. So that's the media informed opinion. There you go. That's a good way of putting it, isn't it? Media informed opinion. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do now, my back's just started to burn, which is a good sign actually, because I didn't get this far last time I streamed. You know, I was in pain beforehand. So let's have a look and see what this looks like. Family in the cat. So that's looking good, very good. I have to be honest. That head's coming along incredibly well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. Right. Okay, so I did say when it was going to come to the end, I was going to show you the 5D diamond stuff. Okay, so that this has been underneath my mat now, getting flattened out. So this is what they call a 5D painting. So I'm going to grab my other set of gems, or whatever you call them. So basically, on this sheet, I've got a light board for underneath it, which will make it a lot easier for you all and me to see. But I don't have it out now. But so basically, what you do is you've got these gems which have seemed to escape from the top. Great. You have these little gems, and then what you do is you just stick them on the color, and then you do that for the entire picture, and then that's a 5D painting. And they look kind of cool afterwards, to be honest with you, because like the light bounces off of them throughout the day, and it kind of makes the picture change. And I just think they're really good. I enjoy doing them. So that's going to be the next, well, not the next project, because I've got to finish off my other granddaughter's pictures. But that is 5D painting, and I'm kind of hoping that you'd all like to see that being done. Because if you do, then that's what I intend to do. I might just intend to do it anyway. Give me a second. Hang on. One sec. Let me just put it back underneath there. Right. So what I am going to do now is I am going to leave you now. And thank you so much for coming out to joining me. It's been a blast today. Sorry, Duncan. Give me one sec. It's been a blast today. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming out. And I'm hoping to be able to be back as soon as possible. I don't exactly know when it's going to be. Today has been a fairly good day, which is why I've managed to come back on. I'm going to be sporadically streaming for a while. The plan was to come back by next Tuesday. Whether or not that happens is a different matter, because I'm looking after myself, and I'm sure you're all behind me on that.